Is there any chance Shedeur Sanders falls out of the top 10?
Yes.
Not even close.
Not even close.
I 100% believe that
It
Shedeur
won't
will
happen.
fall. And not even because you guys are going to say, oh, you just want him to go 21 to the Steelers. I don't. I really don't want him to go 21 to the Steelers.
You wouldn't want him on the Steelers?
Even if he...
Not that I wouldn't want him. I want to draft a quarterback next year. I want them to draft a quarterback next year.
What quarterback next year is going to be
Arch
better?
Manning.
Oh, my God.
There's not a single quarterback next year that's going to be better.
Arch Manning.
They're not guaranteed that he's coming out next year.
There's not a single moment of this season that has told you Arch Manning is going to be the quarterback of the future for any NFL team.
Arch Manning's ceiling is automatically way higher.
Why?
He has won the Manning last name, and we act like we haven't seen him play football. We act like we haven't, just because he didn't play a lot last season.
Because you see him on Texas, one of the top 4 teams in the country last year.
He played against UTSA, bro.
Like, come on. What does that mean?
No, not that. I'm talking about what he said.
Shedeur's playing with the worst O-line ever.
He has a Heisman on his team.
That's it.
No, it's not. His receivers are all nice.
You're not lying.
Okay, let me get more in detail as to why Shedeur is a better prospect. Colorado doesn't run 21 personnel or 22 personnel. If you don't know what that means a tight end is on the line to help block the blitzes. So that means it was Shedeur and 7 coming at him with a running back in the worst O-line possible. And he still threw to Travis to make him become a Heisman. Jimmy Horn, who he turned into an NFL receiver. LeJohntay turned into an NFL receiver. Will Shepard on the brink, but I think he's an NFL receiver.
Shaver, do you
What has Arch Manning done to show you that he's an NFL prospect?
Tell me one thing Arch Manning does better than Shedeur Sanders.
run?
Here we go. There's nothing you can.
He's a better athlete.
There's nothing you can say.
a better
other than
athlete.
that. That's not even up for debate. Yeah.
But you don't think his arm strength is better?
Nah.
What bomb have you seen him throw like that?
And
What bomb down the field over his receiver's head? Do you really see his all his throws be short?
I'm walking off the pod too.
Is that
bro.
not his biggest draft? In his draft profile, they be saying, "Oh, his arm might be."
No, they say he doesn't have
No ball or saying he doesn't have a strong
Or
arm.
they'll say he doesn't have zip on the ball.
Velocity,
Right.
yeah.
Yes,
RPM.
velocity.
Rotations per minute.
And when they watched his pro day, they said the deep passes look beautiful. But where was their arm talent? None of the passes at the pro day were underthrown.
He never threw it to a receiver, and the receiver had to come back.
I don't think you.
Wait, how many Colorado games have you watched?
I think you're mistaking.
I watched a lot of
You're
Colorado
mistaking
games.
accuracy for being underthrown. He's throwing it into a window, a spot.
Okay, but how? Let's talk about how easy it is to actually hit a guy in stride too.
Are you saying it's?
I don't think.
No,
we can bring
it's
that up.
not easy.
He's a quarterback.
It's not
That's
easy.
what he does. That's his.
But I'm
job.
saying not every deep ball you saw him throw was underthrown. If every single one was underthrown, I would say yes.
The only ones you seen was like a couple to Trav, and that's probably because he's throwing under. He might even be throwing it short so Trav can have a chance to just get an even jump ball because Trav is one of the jump balls.
And I mean, maybe Travis is sprinting past the defenders too fast.
But every time I've seen a guy have to wide open getting led, he leads them perfectly. It's when the guys are in coverage that they get underthrown sometimes.
And there's a reason his wide receiver core, you think they're so good. It's because they're throwing on the ball.
Also, not to play the white analyst side of things, but if you don't think Shedeur Sanders is going to bring too much media attention to your team, then you're delusional.
What does that have to do with playing football?
What is wrong with media attention?
What do you mean? What does that do with playing football?
What does it have to do with Shedeur Sanders' ability to throw the football to the dude?
Because we're talking about a franchise
Oh my
leading quarterback.
God.
We're talking about
But
what
wait, you
quarterback
said
do we
Arch
want?
Manning.
No,
His last name is
we're
Manning.
talking about what quarterback do we want to lead the franchise, and the Manning name versus the Sanders name is completely different. So let's
How?
draw
Not
that
at all.
right there.
We never seen
Sanders is
Let's
the
stop
greatest
that.
cornerback of all time.
Yes, but Shedeur or not Shedeur, Deion already gets disrespected all the time. National media, he gets disrespected by other coaches in the NFL or in the college football. But people on I can't even think anymore. National media are always disrespecting him. Shedeur is already getting disrespected. He's already getting slandered. It's just not the attention that you want to.
So you think
be your franchise and Deion has already said, bro, when you have a list of a list of teams that you're talking about, if my son goes here or I'm not letting my son go here, that happened.
Hey, by the way, he just literally 1 week ago said it's out of his control who Shedeur goes to. Whoever Shedeur goes to, they're gonna have a great quarterback.
Now that you retract that, just because
He retracted that like 8 months ago.
Like, come on,
but
bro.
just because you retract that now doesn't mean it wasn't said.
So just because you say people are disrespecting them, that means everybody disrespecting them is right?
No.
But I'm saying back to what I said. What does them disrespecting Shedeur have to do with Shedeur's ability to play football better than Arch Manning?
You can't say that though. Just because we've seen more of
You said
Shedeur. I think that his potential is higher. You guys are making it seem. You guys are saying that he's a better player. I'll say he's a better player right now.
All you've seen is him
but
play.
If Arch Manning goes out and hoops with Texas, there's no reason why.
Wait, Texas, mind you.
What I don't care what that means. We've seen people get drafted from the worst schools ever.
Like think about
Jackson Dart is coming out of Ole Miss. I don't care.
I'm about to tell you what it means. It's like the same as like like Will Howard's on Ohio State, so he gets discredited. It's like that.
No, he doesn't.
Hey, tell me the last quarterback from Texas in this decade. In this decade, that was nice in the NFL.
I don't have the answer for that
because there isn't one.
It doesn't matter. So what does that mean? So what does that mean?
What are we talking about?
That's what I'm saying. What is the argument? What was the argument to that?
That he's saying.
I'm saying
Texas
that
isn't guaranteed to develop Arch Manning to be good.
They're not guaranteed because one, when you got the best dudes around you at all times, once you get to the league and not every dude is the best dude around you, it's harder to play. Is it not?
I agree, but you could say that about any college athlete, that anybody with a high ceiling, any prospect.
The one person you can't say that for is Shedeur. He played around probably the worst team out of all the QB prospects in the draft right now.
I understand you're saying. I understand taking Arch Manning. You can think he's a better he's a better prospect, sure, but he's not better at football by any means. He doesn't do anything better other than run the ball.
There's no guarantee that he'll be better. There's definitely a chance. Because there's definitely a high ceiling
because
for Arch.
He will be younger.
It's not like Shedeur's. It's not like Shedeur has no ceiling.
He's definitely not a better. He's not a better thrower of the football than Shedeur.
I'm not. If I'm an NFL GM or head coach, I'm not drafting Shedeur to be my day one starter. I'm not drafting Arch Manning to be my day one starter either. So I'm gonna take the back seat and wait a year and get a guy that has a higher ceiling versus try to rush a guy because Shedeur wants to be a day one starter.
Okay, so
that's why the Giants should. That's why I don't think the Giants should get him, because if the Giants get him, they're not gonna start him day one. They're gonna start Russ and they're gonna let Russ play, if not the whole season, a majority of it, and then they're gonna develop him, which I think is the right thing. But he doesn't want to do that.
Let me ask you one question. Why does Arch Manning have a higher ceiling than Shedeur Sanders?
Because he's just a better prospect. Like
why?
Because he's what?
Said.
Why? Tell me something.
Every time he gets in the game, every time Arch gets in the game, he's making plays.
The Georgia game, they put him in instead of Quinn.
Georgia.
Yes, Georgia.
The best defense in the league.
Yes,
they were not even. They weren't even
Georgia
top 15.
Always has a good defense.
But this year they wasn't.
It doesn't matter.
Okay, fine.
They should have been top 15.
That's what I'm saying. They should have.
Okay, and Texas has a top 5 offense in the country.
They're both two of the best teams in college football.
Okay. If he really that dude, what he gonna do?
But he didn't start the whole season. He came in as a backup.
That's what we're telling you.
He's not getting a game plan.
Wasn't supposed to.
That's what we're telling you. You've only seen him as a backup. Why are you just suddenly jumping on?
We've seen him play in high school, and we've seen him play before. We gotta stop saying
Dondi. The average dude, mind you, that was rushing him in high school looked like Nick.
I want y'all to go watch some Arch Manning high school highlights.
I will agree. I'll agree.
They 5'5", maybe 5'2".
Stop that, bro.
But you just can't deny that he's the better prospect automatically.
I will.
And name plays a part to that.
I will 100% deny that.
You're crazy.
I definitely think Shedeur Sanders is a better quarterback.
If we're talking about Archibald Manning right now, the dude that has started 3 games in his career, yes, 100% he's not a better prospect than Shedeur Sanders yet. That's not crazy.
I'm just saying, by the end of next season, if you were to put Shedeur in that draft class, there's no way that he.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't even know if he's guaranteed to have a better season than Drew Aller.
We are literally arguing about a guy who's not even the best quarterback in his draft class.
He is the best quarterback in the draft
class.
He is.
This is the worst quarterback draft class since Kenny Pickett and Friends.
Not at all.
Literally.
Not even close.
Absolutely it is. What's the worst draft class then?
The one you just named is the worst ever.
Okay.
Kenny Pickett, Malik Willis, Desmond Ridder, Matt Corral.
Next in line
is not Cam and Shedeur. No, it's not. They're two of the most prolific passers ever. They have one of the most accurate passes in the college football history in the class. So you don't know shit.
And you have two.
But mind you, there's still a chance that quarterback doesn't even go one. We're gonna have one.
There's not a chance.
No, there is. But it's not a big
for what? It's gonna be Abdul Carter or Cam.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
But that's just because Abdul Carter is that good.
Okay.
You
act like there's not other people in other drafts.
But you're acting like it's because Cam Ward is bad. It's not.
I don't think Cam Ward is bad, but
can we stop saying the class is bad? Only reason the class is bad because the top 2 is the top 2, and then the fall off is generational.
Oh, yes.
You're going from Shedeur to Jackson Dart. And the only
Jalen Murrow.
And really, I'm saying the third best QB is Jalen Murrow.
But at the same time, you said those are two.
He can't pass
in the draft: Jalen Murrow and Jackson Dart.
Yeah. They're good projects. Not you, but
And
we
there
have to
are-
admit
there are
as football
arguments to be
watchers.
QB3s.
But we have to admit as football watchers, if you're drafting a quarterback to make him a day one starter, you're doing it wrong in this league. Nobody's getting developed like that anymore at this point in college. Should just be a day one starter.
We just watched Jaden
Quarterback.
Daniels go to
quarterback.
the
We just
NFC
watched
championship.
That Jaden Daniels is even a different. That's
And
a
then we-
different
Caleb-
college
and then we
football.
watched-
that we're
Caleb
watching
Williams
right
didn't
now.
have
Watch-
Caleb Williams. Even though he
That's
didn't have
a
a
different college football that we're watching right now. That is a different
That was last
NIL.
year.
But
That was 1 year ago.
But he was in college for 4 years before that, or 3 years before that.
Who?
Jaden Daniels?
He did 4 years.
Caleb. No, he did 4.
You did 4 years.
Jaden Daniels did 5.
Yeah,
He
he did
only
3.
like
He did 2.
22.
He did 2 at Iowa or something.
No, he did.
Arizona State. He did 2 at Arizona State.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, you have to admit that no quarterback is going to get developed the same as they've been developed
As
in
when?
past years.
Like when?
Like, I'm talking about the last 5 years, and
sorry,
from
bro.
now it's different. Like,
There's too many-
quarterbacks are going to be different.
There's too many examples of quarterbacks playing early to say that, honestly.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying, but Arch Manning, even himself, is not going to be a day one.
Yes, he is. He's gonna play next year and then
They're going
stay.
to make him a day one.
I think he's going to come back for a senior.
I'm saying he's
That-
gonna
but
play.
because
he's gonna,
why? Because he's
he,
not
he
getting
hasn't played.
developed.
He's only played
No,
4
because of-
games.
Literally
Because-
because of NIL. I'll tell you.
Look,
that.
look at the
And
history.
because-
Look at the history of the Mannings. All the Mannings have played 4 full years of
Yeah,
college.
and because let's
was
look at
40
this too.
years ago.
A lot of guys, Shedeur Sanders is one of those guys that he could stay as long as he wants in college. There's no rush for money. There's no rush for status. That's the same thing for Arch Manning. He does not have to rush to the NFL for
Exactly.
anything.
He's just
He
trying
can
to get
stay in
experience.
college as long as he wants and gain as much experience as he wants. Because, like you said, his last name is Manning. If Arch Manning stayed 6 years in college, he would still be a top 10 lock off of his last name alone.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if he does not come out next year.
I can see
He
that.
probably won't.
He can solidify being the number 1 overall prospect if he just comes out his senior year.
He can literally also be the number 1 draft pick next year if
No,
he
he
just doesn't
won't.
have a
He won't
bad
play that
season.
good.
If he doesn't have a bad season, he will be the number 1.
He's not gonna play that good. I'm sorry to tell you.
He's gonna.
He doesn't have to play that good. He doesn't have to be Heisman. He just has to not make himself look stupid.
But
You're
what
just
makes-
guaranteeing that there's
Which is
not gonna-
harder than you think.
You're guaranteeing that there's not going to be any other good quarterbacks at that time.
Yeah, but what makes him better? What makes him better? Not just Shedeur Sanders. What makes him better than the guys that are in college now? Drew
his
Aller,
arm, his
Nico,
athleticism,
yeah,
his
Nico.
IQ on the field.
What IQ and arm have you seen from him?
But you keep saying that, but we've seen all seen him play the game before.
Well,
He's not a big he's
against
not a big
who?
accident guy.
Against
he doesn't
who?
He doesn't throw.
Tell me who.
I'm just saying, like, we're
Tell
going
me
off of
who.
what we've seen.
Tell me who.
Just because you could say
Tell
that,
me
that's
who.
fine.
Tell me who. Tell me who.
Colorado isn't a Big Ten. Like, I mean, I'm just saying, like, they're not. You know, they don't play the best people in the league or in college football.
939 yards, 9 touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
Look at the games. The
But
teams
I'm
he
saying
played.
you have. I can hear that to an extent, but you. Personnel and also coaching staff has a lot to do with it too. One of the main reasons I trust Shedeur Sanders so much is because he had 4 different offensive coordinators in college. Do you know how hard it is to have 4 offensive coordinators and your production hardly drop off as a quarterback?
No, yeah, all respect to Shedeur.
Then you look at
still
Mind
think
you,
that-
in 2 of those years, he didn't even have a competent O-line at all.
then you look at Arch Manning, who has one of the greatest offensive minds in college football as his offensive
Nigga,
coordinator.
he threw 2 picks against ULM.
Arch Manning is going to have he's going to have the best people around him, and he has one of the best callers, if not the best play caller on the offensive side of the ball in college.
Okay, he cooked against Mississippi State.
I'm not hearing it.
I mean, that's pretty much.
I mean, but Colorado playing the same opponents.
No,
They playing just as big trash bags. I mean,
no, the Big 12 was good this year.
Big 12 was nice this year.
But I mean,
Remember,
Arch Manning
understand that
barely
the Big
played,
12 was a combination of a lot of teams from different conferences as well. So that's
Yeah.
not the same as it was last year.
But I'm just saying, like, when you look at it, we're talking about degree of difficulty. I'm looking at the guy that has a real cakewalk to being a good
Why is
quarterback.
it even a discussion?
It's not, bro.
He hasn't even played a full season of college football at all.
You're jumping the gun a lot.
he was the best quarterback coming into
If you
college
He said
football.
himself. He's only saying it because his last name is Manning.
If you said
Last
Drew,
name is
if you
Manning,
said
and
Drew
he's
Aller, I still would have said absolutely not. But at least I would have said, okay, Drew Aller.
Drew Aller got some gun. He got a gun to him.
He started for 2 years.
That's
you know?
what I'm saying. Drew Aller also. I'm not gonna go ahead and reach for Shedeur.
So do you think next year's class
And
will
his
be better than
problems.
this?
Wait,
year?
wait. I got another.
Yes.
I got another
How?
question for you. What does Shedeur do that makes you think he's a reach?
It's not even his play on the field. It's first of all,
It's not his play on the field.
but you have to
He's
admit
selling,
that
bro.
the
He's
stuff that comes with him is the stuff that comes
What has
with
he
him being
done?
the quarterback on your team is going to be a problem.
You
Because
understand
Deion
people don't
Sanders
like him?
is going to be a problem.
Dude, the
when
media-
you lose a
Bro,
team, when you
stop,
lose a
bro.
game and your dad is going to be tweeting at the team talking about this, that, and the other,
He's
and
never
your dad
done
is
that.
Never
Deion
one
Sanders.
time.
He's never done
That's
that.
going to be a
What
problem.
world are you
just
living
made
in,
that
bro?
up.
I'm not
He's
gonna
his
lie.
head coach. What is he supposed to do?
I'm gonna tell you the absolute truth right now.
He's been his head coach this whole life.
Everything you just stated
It's all the media.
is all media, just smoke screens. And I'm gonna be real with you.
Thank God.
Because if you watch a single interview with Deion Sanders, or if you watch anything with him, he's nothing but humble.
No.
He's nothing but respectful.
I'm not
So
discrediting
you
Deion.
you just did.
But
when you said he's
Deion
going to
is out. But Deion is flashy. Deion. He's always been flashy. Deion. He's always been speak out on stuff. Deion. Like if you think Deion is gonna sit there the
Bro.
whole time Shedeur is
Hey,
playing
Zavion,
football and not
Zavion.
say anything,
Can I-
you're
can I-
crazy.
Zavion, me and you back and forth could name 50 players right now whose parents said something about the team they're playing.
And none of them have been Deion Sanders. Not one of them.
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
Ain't no Ed McCaffrey
What does
said
that mean?
anything. Ain't no any
does that mean?
NFL football
So
player
why
that's styled
why
in
is
the league
Deion
good?
Eli
so-
Manning's dad definitely
so-
told the Chargers not to draft his son.
Come on.
Eli, you said Eli Manning's dad?
Yes, they
Yes.
told him not to
Okay.
draft him.
And Eli did
And that was
it,
the
and then
only
he-
time that's ever happened.
And then he didn't accept the being drafted or whatever.
So that's
they went
okay,
to the
but Deion
Giants.
saying they not hindering
no,
my
I didn't
son.
say that's okay.
There's no argument here, though. There's nothing to be said. Okay, Deion sent a tweet out. Every parent does that. You can't crucify Deion for being a parent. He's still a parent. He might be Deion Sanders. He might be Coach Prime, but he's still a parent. So
And
what are
then
you talking
understand
about?
that he has an alter ego. He's prime to the media, but he's Deion outside of the media.
He is still his dad. No matter Deion Sanders could make $1 billion tomorrow, he's still Shedeur Sanders'
And there's
dad.
a million flashy players. You're not gonna just not want a guy because he's flashy. That makes no sense.
That's not because he's flashy. I
You
mean,
literally
if
said
you-
his
if
dad
you
is
don't
flashy.
think-
That's why.
But like, look at the behavior that Shedeur has at Colorado.
You want that cockiness.
What
you want that
What bad
poise,
behavior?
that
No,
go
you
get
don't.
it.
Not you. You don't want that cockiness when
starting to
your
sound like
quarterback
a
is
Karen, not
You're
gonna lie.
you don't want that cockiness when you're about to be a rookie quarterback.
So Baker Mayfield being cocky, how is that no different?
We all remember when Caleb Williams sent the punter a text and said, "You're not going to
And
punt
what
at all this year."
happened? His confidence was destroyed by week 6.
I've never
His
seen.
confidence was terminated.
I've
by
never
week
seen.
6.
That's
I've
'cause of
never
his O-line.
seen one. I've never seen Jaden Daniels one time be not confident. One
Jaden
time.
Daniels went 13-4. Jaden Daniels had everything he could have said to back it up. Jaden
Okay.
Daniels is also one of the most humble people
So
in the
being
league.
confident is only good when you can back it up. That's what.
Yeah,
you gotta say.
absolutely. Because
Okay,
And so if-
because look, because
That-
NFL players,
that's not even-
NFL
that's not a
veterans,
smart way to go about it at
NFL
all.
veterans, they gonna feed off of that confidence and they gonna make you look stupid.
So tell
Name
me.
one-
So
name
tell me
one-
when.
name one cocky statement Shedeur made.
And that he didn't back up. What did he not back up?
Name
on?
All he does is make cocky
Name
statements.
one.
Like
Name
what?
And a lot of them be after the
What
game.
did he say that he didn't back
When he
up?
goes up to the crowd and does this, that's cocky.
When he-
After
That's
putting up
marketing.
4,000 yards.
That's
That's
cocky.
marketing. That's marketing.
Playing his song in the locker room, that's cocky.
Marketing.
I
It's
mean,
marketing.
I can't play in the locker room. I'm in college.
You got to realize that them being so. Oh my, bro, I can't even do this with you, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like, you think
You
this
sound
is
like a
you
Karen.
think this is straight just for because Shedeur wants to do this, or do you think that they're 3 steps ahead? Their entire brand is them marketing themselves.
Yeah, no, probably not.
Are you stupid? Is he stupid?
Yeah, no, probably not.
Are you crazy? That's all
You
Prime
just-
talks
you
about.
just
That's all
glazing
his
out.
no. That's all his brother talks about. That's all they talk about. Is
This-
marketing the Sanders family. And what did it do? He got a Nike board that says just in time.
Literally got a Nike
Come on,
deal.
bro. Come on, bro. We got to be
He was
realistic.
gonna get a Nike deal.
He got a money sign
His
to the
dad is
second
Deion
power as a
Sanders.
Yes,
What
sure.
are we marketing? It's not like it's LeVar Ball and LeVar Ball just spawned out of nowhere with
You just
three
compare-
sons.
you just compared LeVar
I'm
Ball
just
to
saying.
Deion.
That's what he's trying to make it seem like. LeVar, that's a businessman. That's somebody who really cares.
Deion
Deion
Sanders
Sanders
isn't a
isn't a
businessman.
Deion Sanders is the best corner in football. You gonna know Deion Sanders if you watch football.
You understand that Deion
You
created
realize
the cockiness.
he literally said himself he made Prime to be able to make himself bigger.
It's an alter ego, bro.
He came up with this alter ego of being prime time in order to boost himself as a person. That's what he says every interview about why he made Coach Prime, why he made prime time. What are you talking about?
You done glazing?
I'm not. It's not
facts.
glazed. It's a fact.
I mean, we're off the tracks here though.
No, it's not. Oh my god.
Like so you're an NFL GM. You're gonna be cool with Shedeur Sanders and Deion branding your football team. Like,
You're not
no,
branding
I'm
the
not going to
football
be cool
team.
with that.
I'm going to tell you right now.
You're pushing a different agenda that's not NFL football and winning a Super Bowl. I'm cool
This
on
is
that.
completely a hypothetical, though.
But-
Deion Sanders is a college head coach. You're acting like you're literally acting like he's LeVar Ball. Like he's just gonna go out there and post whatever he wants.
But I'm telling you right now, there's nobody in the NFL that would be able to do that anyway. No matter how much they want to do it, there is no name on the back of the jersey that is bigger than the name on the front. It's impossible.
And also, we saw how Colorado's entire, like, when they were winning, everybody loved Colorado. But as soon as they started losing, everybody hated Colorado because of how cocky not Travis Hunter. I won't say Travis Hunter, but Deion Sanders, Shiloh Sanders, Shedeur Sanders. Everybody hated them.
I'll say you're stuck on Twitter. People just hated them for being bad. Like why?
People hated them for being bad, but they hated them so much for being bad because they were so cocky.
Daniel, I ever hated them?
No, I never.
But I'm saying you can
talking about.
But everybody on the media, who is everybody on Twitter? Sports analysts.
Name them.
Steelers analysts?
No, I don't know. They don't talk about Shedeur.
The only person I see on the media that bashes Shedeur is Todd McShay. That's the only person that I have respect for.
But let me ask you this too. You talk about, okay, everybody loved Colorado, everybody hated Colorado. Back to, no, even if that happens with the case, you don't think that Shedeur Sanders coming to your team, it's not just about Shedeur Sanders playing good for your football team. When you draft Shedeur Sanders, you get basically the money for your team rises significantly.
And I want you to look at it like this. He has faced the most ridicule, the most pressure, the most hate. Do you not want that for your franchise quarterback? Because that's what you're going to get in the NFL.
That's what I'm saying.
Again, you're going to get hate from the media. You're going to get hate from the fans. You're going to get hate from the Twitter that you're looking at.
And he doesn't crack one time. But
Shedeur's faced it all.
It's a lot deeper than just drafting out to play football.
He's had the most pressure on him as a quarterback in the class. No doubt.
When they signed Coach Prime, they said we know what's going to come with it, but the financial gain outweighs any of the flack we get from the media.
Who said that?
The Colorado AD, the Colorado president.
So the only stupid franchise that I would see drafting somebody for money instead of actually winning something is the Cleveland Browns.
They're not.
You're bugging.
Absolutely.
But the thing is,
enough money, but
the thing is, it's not even. I'm telling you, that's one facet of drafting Shedeur Sanders. Not only can they bring you a lot more attention to your team, but you're also going to get a good football
it's not
player.
Even just him getting drafted like that. It's just to counter what you were saying about them not drafting him because he has such a big name. At the end of the day, bro, at the end of the day, it's way too early to tell if he'll be better than Arch Manning or be even a better prospect. It's way too early.
Because we haven't even seen Arch Manning play a full game where he's named the starter.
I'm just saying, I
without
think
somebody being hurt.
Teams can be comfortable with planning to draft Arch Manning.
I don't think so.
Why not?
Think so. Because there's not a guarantee he comes out next year. We established that. And two, you still don't know
if he's good
player he is.
Okay, so would you not be comfortable planning to draft a quarterback early in next year's draft compared to drafting a quarterback?
There's nothing wrong with that.
That's not how the NFL works. But this isn't like a 2-year, 3-year plan. It's a plan for that year.
Because you got to think at the end of the day,
because you never know how anybody can play.
Who gonna get fired? Who gonna get hurt?
That's what I was about to say.
Who gonna play good?
If you don't draft a quarterback this year, you could just
Tommy DeVito might turn out to be a god, and you don't need a quarterback.
Drew Lock resurgence.
I'm saying you never know. It's a year by year thing. So you saying Arch Manning is going to be good, you might be right. Maybe a prediction that you might be right on, but we don't know yet.
I'm
not saying he's better than Shedeur.
I'll say Dante Moore gonna be better than him. You don't even know who that is.
I don't.
Give me Sam Levitt.
Give me Nico.
I think Dante Moore gonna go so slow.
Nico gonna be so cold.
I'm gonna tell you right now, the Steelers are planning to draft a quarterback next year. Like if you don't,
shiver me timbers.
I'm just saying, like you said, they said it's impossible to plan.
But y'all case is different because y'all have such a low pick.
Yeah, we have a low pick, and we
have one next year.
We have so many coming.
You gonna have one next year?
I don't think so.
You're gonna have 20 next year.
I don't think so. I think we might have like 10.
Y'all might have 17 next year.
Okay.
Don't say y'all, bro. I don't play for the Steelers.
Hey man, but it's getting.
So it's officially solidified that Cam Ward is going one.
Nah, but it is.
It is.
But like, what are the odds? But back to Shedeur though. What are the odds that he falls? Like, where do you see the lowest?
We already discussed that.
Shedeur Sanders
can't fall past 9.
He will not go past 10.
He's not going past 9. Bro.
I don't see that.
The Saints would take Shedeur because they don't have a quarterback.